Welcome to the Noka News Network. I'm Ricky French here with Dan Colley.
Unforgivable.
Give me a chicken sandwich and some waffle fries for free.
I ain't paying for that shit. I ain't got no money.
That's close. It's close.
Yeah. It's been a while. It was a throwback.
Indeed, it was.
That was a throwback OG reference.
Yes, it was. Hey, Dan.
This is the big 25th episode,
It
Ricky.
is.
Do you know that?
I did know that.
We're 1/4 of a century of episodes.
Well, not.
Does it work that way?
No, not even close. Guess what? There's more free COVID stuff.
Okay.
The story
What,
was
what's
written
this
by a guy named Drew Knight, but at first I thought it said Dark Knight. So I thought the Batman had written this particular story.
The vaccine's out there. There's evidence.
Okay, that's enough. There's
I feel like that's how Commissioner Gordon feels too. Eventually, he's just like, "All right, shut the. Just talk to me,
use
would
the
you?
normal voice.
Yeah.
We all know who you are.
Stop it, Bruce."
So they're giving away more free beer.
Oh, okay.
In
All
Austin,
right.
Texas. Well, they did earlier today, as of the recording of this. Saturday.
So once again, we've missed the freebie.
Yeah, we're pretty good at that. Free beer and protection against a deadly virus. What could be better?
Oh, so a pistol? It is Texas after all.
Right. This weekend, Thirsty Planet Brewing Company hosted a vaccine event. If people chose to get a shot, they went home with a free case of beer.
Well, there you go.
The brewery, not that any of this matters at this point, but the brewery located at 8201 South Congress Avenue partnered with Livingston Med Lab for the event earlier today from 2 to 6 p.m. Registration was required before the event, so we were shit out of luck anyway.
Yeah, we're way past.
Thirsty Planet is known for its Thirsty Goat Amber, Dance Pants Kolsch, Cosmic Butterfly Kettle Sour, and Buckethead IPA.
Oh, gee, okay. What happened to beer?
Well,
Beer-flavored beer. Although I can't complain, I already have a pumpkin at home in the fridge. I need pumpkin beer waiting for me, so.
well, that's
Very,
a little early on that, but
well, nowadays, if you don't get the things for the season like 2 months ahead of time, you miss out. So if I waited till September, October, there wouldn't be any more. There'd be all Christmas beers.
Well, okay. I'll take your word on that.
Yeah. Hey, I got some bad news here for you, Ricky.
Yeah, it's every time I see you pull in, it's bad news. What do you got? What do you got for me?
It's better than it's better news than me pulling out or something.
Nice try. What's the story?
I guess that's good news too. Scientists from the University of Hawaii at Moana. Is that Moana? I think that's how you pronounce that.
Well, something tells me that's not it, but let's just
We got a
go
lot
with
of
it.
Disney going at the house. Are sounding the alarm over the discovery of another novel virus that could trigger outbreaks among marine mammals.
Uh-oh.
A Brendan Fraser's dolphin, a species of dolphin.
Wait a minute. Wait.
What?
It says Brendan Fraser's dolphin?
No, it just says Fraser, but that's the only Fraser I know is Brendan Fraser. So,
All right, yeah.
a
sure it's pronounced Fraser, by the way.
Fraser.
Fraser, yeah.
So not like Fraser.
Not like...
So Brendan Fraser,
Right.
and then Dr. Fraser.
Correct.
A species of dolphin found in deep tropical waters worldwide became stranded off the coast of Maui in 2018, kicking off a 2-year investigation led by researchers from the university's Institute of Marine Biology in the cause of the animal's death. Biologists identified a previously unknown strain of cytosine mobile virus. Mobile virus?
None of that's right.
They found some bad stuff.
I saw this earlier. Let me see if I can get this from memory. I think it was cetacean mobilivirus.
In the animal, a virus related to humans, measles, and smallpox that is responsible for fatal outbreaks of disease in dolphins and whales across the globe. Ricky, you're familiar with whales.
No, that's
Dolphins.
That's sad.
It's the first strain of the virus linked to Fraser's dolphin.
Fraser. Come on,
Stupid dolphin.
get your shit together, Dan.
All right, so it's the first virus linked to this dolphin. The discovery was detailed in the journal Nature Scientific Reports. So there is now a deadly disease virus going around killing dolphins and whales, not just humans. I mean, it's a different virus. I don't think it's a coronavirus, but it was from us. So some people think the coronavirus is from animals. So now I guess we're just returning the favor.
Yeah, and
Hey, take some measles there, Brendan Fraser. Take those. It does not say that if he's going to do another Encino Man, though. I looked at the entire story. Not once did I see that at all.
you know, you don't need to reboot everything. Just let it be. as far as I'm
maybe
concerned.
her do another Looney Tunes movie.
I didn't know he did a Looney Tunes movie.
Did he do Looney Tunes? No, Muppets. He did a No, wait a minute. That was the dude from How I Met Your Mother.
He did. What did he do? George of the Jungle.
George of the Jungle. Did he do Dudley Do Right too?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, and the Mummy stuff.
Right.
Yeah. Now that we've done with the IMDb of Brendan Fraser's career, what else you got for me there, bud?
In Oconee County, South Carolina, the sheriff's office.
I'll take a Coney, sure.
Yeah, right. They arrested and charged a man after deputies found a stolen horse inside a bedroom. On Monday.
Yeah, sure.
Gary Chase Cobble Jr. was charged with larceny of livestock, which
All right.
sounds a little bit of a rural crime.
He was a horse smuggler, horse wrangler.
Rustler. I think
Rustler.
it's-
Yeah. You go. Horse rustler.
Yeah, according to the sheriff's office, a woman saw Coble riding a horse down the road at 2:33 p.m.
Yeah, that would never happen at noon.
No, well, it's 2:33. It wasn't that long after noon.
I thought you said in the morning.
2:33 p.m.
Oh, PM. Gotcha.
And then he took it inside a home in the 100 block of Country Lane,
Yeah, that sounds about where you'd find a
aptly named area.
horse living in the house.
Apparently.
Have you ever rustled anything?
No, I've never rustled anything. Once deputies arrived on scene, they made contact with Coble's father, who stated Coble was not supposed to be there, and probably was not supposed to have a horse in there either.
Obviously not.
Once the father arrived, Coble opened the front door, and deputies saw horse feces in the living room. The father demanded Coble come out of the bedroom, and as deputies tried to take him into custody, he went back into the bedroom. According to the sheriff's office, that's when deputies saw a full-size quarter horse standing in the middle of the bedroom.
That reminds me of when I first moved up here. My dad was like, "You can't have girls over to the house." Same thing, basically.
Yeah, well, let's hope not.
Well, you didn't know me then.
No, I'm just for this horse's sake is what
Oh, I see. Well, the horse has other things to worry about. According to this story here, Ricky, this comes out of Cape Canaveral, Florida, not to be confused with Evil Knievel, Florida, which is not a place. The good news is that scientists have a better handle on an asteroid. It's asteroid Bonneau's whereabouts for the next 200 years. I guess they lost an asteroid. I don't know how you lose an asteroid, but okay. The bad news is that the space rock, now that they know where it is, has a slightly greater chance of being CM Punk and clobbering the Earth than he previously thought. He yells clobbering time. It's
No idea what you're talking
a reference to the thing from Marvel.
Oh.
I'm a nerd.
Yep.
But don't be alarmed, Ricky. Ricky, you and the horse have no need to be alarmed.
Okay. Sure.
Scientists reported Wednesday that the odds are still
I
quite
don't know.
low.
I think I would argue that the horse probably needs to be alarmed. By the way,
You think the horse was there going, "This ain't right. I don't like this.
This just doesn't feel. This didn't feel right.
Not happy about this." They said the odds are still low that the Bonneau will hit us in the next century. So we don't have to worry about it at all. We shouldn't be worried about it too much, said David Farnosha, a scientist with NASA's Center for the Near-Earth Object Studies at the Jet Propulsion Laboratory in Pasadena, California, who served as the study's lead author. When the odds of a strike have risen from 1 to 2,700 to 1 in 1,750 over the next century or two, scientists have a much better idea of Bonneau's path thanks to NASA's OSIRIS-REx spacecraft, according to focaccia here.
Focaccia.
Yeah.
Okay.
He says, I think that overall the situation has improved. So there's a good possibility this thing is going to slap into the earth in the next century, maybe.
No. I hate to tell him. I already wasn't worried about it. Just a sweet, merciful end.
I'm more worried about horses ending up in people's bedrooms than I am for this. It just saves me a trip to the rope store.
Yeah, indeed. Okay, so here's something that is a little concerning because it's happening right now.
Oh, well, that's, yeah.
King County, Washington deputies responded to a road rage report of a suspect throwing an axe at a driver near Interstate 5 on July 27th.
All right. You know, the whole axe throwing thing has gotten a little out of hand, folks. I know you do it for recreation. Jason Momoa does it on the net.
Sure.
Let's go now.
Yeah, this is a little bit too far. A driver of a Jeep began honking at the victim while they merged onto the Northeast 154th Street I-5 ramp there in Washington, and the Jeep driver continued to honk at the victim as both vehicles traveled northbound, according to incident reports.
Honk, honk.
Those reports say the victim took the Ballinger Way exit. I like how specific this is about the streets.
Well, if you don't take Ballinger Way, you got at least 3 more exits before you can get to the Starbucks.
It's true.
On every corner.
They took that exit to avoid confrontation on the freeway, but the Jeep followed and eventually passed in front of the victim's vehicle to block the road. There was video footage of the incident that shows the Jeep driver hurling an axe at the victim before driving over the median and fleeing.
Oh, sure. Yeah, I mean, why not?
Yeah, right. The authorities were able to identify the Jeep driver from additional surveillance video.
As Paul Bunyan.
3 days after the incident, the suspect was arrested for multiple felonies after fleeing Snohomish County deputies.
Let me get some of the felonies. Impersonating a tall tale, being a total douchebag.
Definitely Yulia, that one.
And throwing an axe.
Investigating deputies said a theft in progress was reported shortly after the incident at a Home Depot.
Was it of an axe?
Yeah, he needed another axe, sure. And dispatch. Don't buy your axes at Home Depot. They're not great.
Damn it, that's my throwing axe.
Dispatch said the suspect was seen getting into a silver Jeep Cherokee. The suspect was taken into custody at a Seattle park on July 30th.
So I would like to think that this guy was going to the park to axe down a tree and decided he had to throw that at somebody that pulled him over or got merged in front of him or
whatever.
Something ridiculous.
Probably shouldn't have been doing. I don't think this guy's authorized to go chop down trees either. So,
Ricky, have you ever been to an axe throwing?
No,
place?
I haven't.
You want to go to an axe throwing place?
No, not particularly.
How about a javelin throwing place?
Okay, yeah, you find me a javelin throwing place. And
I've thrown a javelin.
I've played lawn darts. Well, that's sort of the same thing.
That's equally as deadly, probably.
Right.
You know, whenever I think of an axe, people would think probably like lumberjacks or whatever. But because I'm a nerd, I think of like Dungeons and Dragons and fighting
sure.
dwarves and stuff.
What like battle axes?
Yeah, battle axes and things of that nature. Now, Ricky, you don't seem to be much of a battle axe carrying kind of fella.
No.
What do you think your medieval melee weapon of choice would be?
Well, I've never thought about that before, but
that's what I'm here for.
It's not a medieval melee weapon, but I've always sort of considered, like, if I had to have a melee weapon for some reason, I think I would lean toward like the baseball bat with the barbed wire around it.
Oh, big hardcore pro wrestling fan, I see.
No, I'm not. But
no, that's a Mick Foley standard.
Well, sure, but it's in other, it appears in other entertainment avenues as well. Like in movies, there's like futuristic punks or something. There's always that kind of thing happening. I don't know what that movie is.
You're going to rock a cyber futuristic punk baseball bat wrapped in space barbed wire.
Yes, exactly. Yep.
I was thinking you'd be maybe a 2x4 with rusty nails in the end.
The 2x4 is not ergonomical enough.
Yeah, you can't. You'd have to sit there to whittle out the handle.
Yeah, right.
Hold on, you son of a bitch of mutants. Let me get this handle whittled in.
You just get the baseball bat and it takes all the prep work out of the whole thing.
That's true. I was thinking tennis racket.
Well, what good would that do?
Well, you hit them with it, and then if you break the ropes, then you can put it around like their head, and you can like choke them back and forth. You can like you're shaking Jiffy Pop. You can just put that around their head, and just like rack them in the face with it a couple times.
Nope. This is one of the dumber conversations that we've had on the show.
Yep. Well, speaking of dumb conversations, we're going to the next segment.
More where that came from.
Yeah, we're going to talk about the Florida man. That's always dumb. This is going to be a very phallic-heavy second segment. I've noticed looking at.
Really looking forward to that one.
Yeah, a lot of dong talk. We're going to talk about.
Considering changing the name of the show to Dong Talk. Actually, you're going to do that podcast on your own, I think. Dong Talk with Dan.
I don't know. People might go, ooh, dong talk. I click. We're going to. Shit. We're going to be talking about porn payouts, Franken beans, and, of course, the Florida man.
No Good News Network, the news no one cares about.
No Good News Network.
Hey, Dan, you know what I love?
Yeah. You love long walks on the beach and slow meandering streams.
You know what else I love?
Popcorn?
Yeah, delicious flavored popcorn.
It's because we're doing a popcorn commercial.
From Grandma Bev's Good Ass Popcorn, as to be more specific.
Yeah, every other popcorn sucks.
Grandma Bev's has a delicious variety of flavors to choose from.
Like Pop's Secret, they're owned by Nazis.
Yep. I'm not gonna refute that. They've got cinnamon roll popcorn.
Ricky, I once heard Orville Redenbacher killed a man.
They've got your kettle corn, your caramel, your
You know, the people who run Jiffy Pop are a bunch of racists.
White cheddar ghost pepper.
Yep.
Cheddar jalapeno.
I really think that all other popcorn brands are members of the Illuminati and control the government.
Whatever. They've got the movie theater butter. They've got.
Is it the mad scientist professors over at Grandma Bev's Good Ass Popcorn always concocting new flavors?
They're working on stuff, Dan. Get off their backs.
How about maybe something like a Fruity Pebble flavor?
They're trying some shit. I don't know. We'll see.
Popcorn with Pop Rocks in it?
Everything they make is delicious.
It is delicious. So it doesn't matter what they come up with. It's going to be good ass.
Yeah, go to grandmabevs.shop and, go on and get you some. Yeah, we got t-shirts. We got others too. And we got coffee mug. And fanny bags for you. And they're all from No God Knows. NoCanews.store. Gotta go to NoCanews.store. NoCanews.store. Apparel's collectibles and more. NoCanews.store. Gotta go to NoCanews.store. NoCanews.store. You think singing like Hootie is gonna help sell some shit, or?
At least it wasn't that wagon wheel song.
Welcome back. It's the big 25th episode of the No Good News Network. I'm Ricky French with Dan Kelly.
This episode is a quarter's worth of all the episodes if you had $1 worth of episodes.
Yeah. It's sort of a stab at logic there, I guess.
Hey, that last Noka News Network lady sounded like she had peanut butter on the roof of her mouth.
Well, I'm sorry. We'll have to send a note to ask them to stop eating when they do the.
Was that one listed when you had them all on the computer in different voices? Was that one listed as peanut butter mouth?
It was PB.
Jiffy mouth.
It's just PB. It's just for short.
What was your favorite peanut butter?
Jif.
Jif, creamy or crunchy?
I like both. It depends on the mood. I like both. I don't know what to say.
I knew you liked both the whole time. All right, Ricky.
It's not a popular thing, but I like crunchy peanut butter. It's just I don't always want crunchy peanut butter.
I like crunchy peanut butter.
Like with celery, if I'm eating it with celery, I don't want crunchy peanut butter because the celery is the provider of the crunch in that scenario.
Dude, there's no need to ever eat celery.
I like peanut butter and celery.
It does, but
I don't go the extra step of putting the little raisins on there like I'm a goddamn
camp counselor. Or something?
Yeah, right.
What's it called? What was it called? Ants on a log.
Yeah. I don't do that.
I call it an abomination. We don't do a lot of political talk on this show.
No, we tried not to specifically.
Well, I'm doing some.
That's usually because we're don't have anything intelligent to say about that kind of stuff.
Neither do most of the politicians. All right, this comes out of Utah.
All right.
This is about the Republican Governor Spencer Cox. He has gone viral over his response to a constituent who demanded that he change his last name, which they call it obscene.
Just to reiterate here, somebody needs to schedule an appointment at the clinic because Cox has gone viral.
Yes. You have to get a shot for that, usually. He tweeted last week, really grateful for the criticism and constructive feedback I get from constituents that demand I change my name, ? And he included a very professional facepalm emoji. The governor shared a letter from someone who identified themselves as a, quote, very concerned citizen, which I believe is code for Karen, who told Cox that, quote, when people say your surname, it sounds like the word cock.
Well, that's because it is.
It absolutely.
I mean, it's spelled differently, but it is.
Yeah, the person continued to say, I will not stand for it. All right, so after the person was ticked off, said, I won't stand for it, they wrote, while threatening to protest until the governor changed his name, they said, because of your reluctance to change your foul, dirty, and obscene surname, myself and thousands of other Tauntauns will be sitting in protest, not standing, because you can't stand for that, obviously, until you change your heinous surname to something less offensive. So, Governor Spencer Cox, allow us here at the Inoka News Network.
Oh, here we go.
To offer you a few suggestions.
This is I didn't know that this was what you had in mind when we were gonna do this.
Yes.
And
so
now it's pretty
perhaps obvious. You should change it to Governor instead of Spencer Cox, maybe Dick, Prick, Knob, Chopper, Tool, Equipment, Dipstick, Dingaling, Dong, One-Eyed Trouser Snake,
Chopper.
Shaft, Ramrod, Root, Boner, Length, Meat, Pudding, Pego,
Pudding.
John Thomas, Machine,
boy.
Manhood, Thing, Winkle, Middle Leg, Third Leg, Old Man, Joystick, Pencil, Pisser, Prong, Putz, Rig, Rod, Roger, Stalk, Stiffy, Tonk, Tube, Weapon, Yard, Willie, Horn, How's Your Father?
Horn?
Peter,
How's
Plonker,
your
Todger, Tanger, Dork, Pecker, Weenie, Wiener, Schlong, Wang, or Wanger.
How about Johnson, Dan? Is that
I never
better?
thought of that. It actually kind of makes sense.
That would be better. What was one of those? The Hey, how are you? What was that one?
Yeah. I think it was the. Where's that? At
That's
here?
a fine. How do you?
How's
do?
your father? The old. How's your father? Ricky, how's your father hanging today, buddy?
I'm not answering that question.
Crooked and to the left. Crooked and to the left.
A federal judge in New York on Tuesday sentenced one of Long Island's former top prosecutors to 5 years in prison for his role in covering up the brutal police assault of a handcuffed prisoner who was accused of stealing a bag of sex toys from a car belonging to the chief of police. There's lots to unpack with that one.
All right, so most times I try to pay attention, and sometimes I miss something.
Yeah,
so
yeah, sometimes it happens.
Shut up, how's your father? Quit being a how's your father. All right, so a guy.
You know, you would think Bob's your uncle would be that too, but it isn't. It means something else entirely.
Robert, your sister's brother. All right, so a guy got arrested for allegedly stealing sex toys
Yeah.
from the chief of police.
Right.
And when in custody,
They beat the shit out of him.
they beat the shit out of him. And then a prosecutor covered that up.
Yes, and now he's going to prison for covering it up.
What about the dude that stole all the dorks?
Well, I guess we'll get there. U.S. District Court Judge Joan Azraq handed down a 60-month sentence to ex-Suffolk County District Attorney Tom Spada, who in December 2019 was found guilty of several crimes, including witness tampering and obstruction of justice. Additionally, Spada was ordered to pay a fine of $100,000. One of Spada's former top aides, Christopher McPartland, who previously served as the county's top anti-corruption prosecutor, also received a 5-year sentence. According to a report from Newsday, the 79-year-old Spada, who was indicted in 2017, told Judge Azraq that his conviction was, quote, the lowest point of his life, and that his only hope now was to not die in prison alone.
No, that's fine. I'm sure once people realize that you helped cover up some guy getting the shit beat out of him in custody,
Yeah, that's going
you
to
have plenty of friends.
That's going to go well. I've also left my family with a shattered legacy and the stain of being a convicted felon. Spada said, my family will forever be marked by my disgrace. Spada's troubles began in December 2012 when Suffolk County Chief of Police James Burke, Spada's one-time protege, discovered that someone had broken into his car and stolen a duffel bag containing his gun belt, sex toys, pornography, Viagra, and cigars.
So the guy was just trying to get his weekend in order.
Apparently, he had a big weekend planned.
You know, this goes back to the one argument I had once before where it's like, maybe we should have some more psyche valve for law enforcement officers, you think?
Maybe. A few hours later, officers arrested a known heroin user who had the bag in his possession and handcuffed him to the floor in the station's interrogation room. When the suspect learned who Burke was, he allegedly taunted the chief, calling him a pervert.
Well,
if the shoe fits, which reportedly caused him to fly off the handle. For a few minutes, prosecutors said...
if he'd used some more sticking, maybe we'd be able to hold on to that handle just fine. Quit using lube on the handle.
Mr. Burke assaulted the suspect, screaming and threatening to kill him until a detective in the room finally said, boss, that's enough. According to a report.
Ricky, does it say anywhere in the story what type of...
No,
sex
Dan, it does not
toy?
go into details about the specific items in question.
You know they have things now that are rechargeable
Okay.
and remote controlled.
No.
You can control them from your phone now.
Well, that's great.
So I could be sitting here and someone could be sitting in a, I don't know, Perkins, and I could just be hitting buttons, man.
In a Perkins, huh?
Yeah.
That's the... All right. Well, the guy called the chief of police a pervert, and he probably wasn't wrong about that. And this prosecutor
Tried to cover it up.
didn't let anybody know the fact that the chief of police beat the shit out of this guy.
With the long dong of the law.
Apparently.
You know what?
Apparently.
Normally they just use a nightstick.
Well, you mean to beat the guy, or never mind.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't. Hey, you know who else would probably have a bag full of guns and dildos?
Who's that, Dan?
The Florida man. Yeah, Ricky. So this guy, he just makes tweet threats, essentially. He doesn't beat the shit out of anyone, actually.
I guess that's good.
Yeah. So he's a Seminole. He's from the Seminole County area. He has made tweet threats against Walt Disney World on Twitter, because that's where you tweet, and they've landed him behind bars in the Pinellas County Sheriff's Office. According to the press release, 31-year-old Stephen Jordan fired off 186 tweets in a 3-hour period.
Oh, that's like Trump level tweeting.
Yep. And they're both from Florida, and neither one of them are in charge of anything. He created the Twitter account on August 8th. Of those, detectives say 2 were targeted at the Central Florida theme park. These are what the tweets reportedly said. The first one, quote, at Disney, or we will blow up all of your execs' houses with C4.
Okay.
That doesn't make any sense. The other one says, quote, at Disney, I will toss a hand grenade through, THREW, their loft window.
What's this guy's problem? Is he a big ScarJo fan or something?
Yeah, he's
disgruntled.
I can't believe they did it that way. His account was suspended the next day. Well, good job there. The Pinellas County Sheriff's Office Threat Management Section and Florida Department of Law Enforcement say Jordan admitted to writing the tweets while being interviewed. In 2019, authorities say Jordan was convicted on a charge of false reporting about planning a bomb, explosive, or weapon of mass destruction. He now faces a charge of threatening to throw, place, or discharge a destructive device, kind of like that police captain or
Sure,
chief.
yeah, right, yeah.
And is being held on $10,000 bond. I mean, hell, man, I'm planning a trip to Disney. I know it's expensive, but you don't have to blow them up, dude. Seriously.
It's not.
That's
Just relax. You know, you don't have to go there if that's not your thing.
yeah, I mean, it's a small world after all, dude. You don't have to
That's so stupid.
blow them up or anything.
I got another real winner out of the great state of Florida here, Dan.
Yes.
A former accounts manager for a nonprofit affiliated with the University of South Florida's medical school has pleaded guilty to embezzling almost $13 million.
Whew, what do you do with $13 million?
Well, he spent most of it at an adult website, with some of it coming back to him. They had a clever scheme going. I'll explain.
Okay.
The Tampa Bay Times reports that Ralph Puglisi, 59, is facing up to 20 years in prison under the deal, which was recently filed in Tampa's federal court. Puglisi had worked for the University Medical Service Association, which provides staffing and support for USF Health and other medical providers in the Tampa Bay area.
Okay.
According to court documents, Puglisi spent almost $12 million at an adult website that allows users to subscribe to channels belonging to specific women who disrobe and engage in sex acts on live video.
Okay. So
And-
like OnlyFans or something?
something like that. An investigation showed that Puglisi subscribed to a channel belonging to his stepson's fiance, and they split almost $750,000 in profits, with Puglisi taking 60% of it. The investigative team developed a working theory that Puglisi worked either with the principals of the adult content provider or with the female profiles of the adult content provider in order to financially benefit from funds charged. Prosecutor. So he wasn't just spending the money on the porn website like for fun. He was doing it as sort of like a money laundering type operation.
Yeah, now see that's just wrong, dude. If you're going to do it, be like the chief of police and just actually pay for it.
The Times says Puglisi also is accused of making $647,000 in payments to a limited liability company he owned with his wife, plus other expenditures, including $374,000 for personal travel, $191,000 in rent for a family member, and $120,000 on household improvements.
You know,
So this guy was stealing money all around.
this dude, I can't place it. I mean, in all seriousness, I can't place it, but he reminds me of this other Florida resident that scammed a lot of money from people, had people pay for vacations and travel, and wouldn't.
Is some of these specifics that you're talking about here?
I can't place this guy's name.
Okay, well.
All right, Ricky, a guy from Michigan, he redefined the term C blocking.
You mean cock blocking?
Yeah.
Is that what you mean by that? Okay.
Yeah, he shoved 6 kidney beans in his dick, dude.
Well, it wasn't that was a left turn. Wasn't expecting that one.
He did it in a bizarro attempt at sexual gratification.
Doesn't seem very gratifying to me.
If he would have just done one asparagus, he might have got the job done, I guess.
Continue, please.
And the unnamed 30-year-old weird-ass dude had reportedly wanted to, quote, express the beans during ejaculation. I'm going to let that sit in for a second. This guy wanted to fire beans out of his dick hole, dude. While he...
You know, the level of class on the show is just
Yeah. So this...
skyrocketing.
All this comes from the Journal of Urology Case Reports, a real fine...
That sounds like a thrilling read.
I have one on the back of my toilet. So the sexual eccentric shoved 6 kidney beans in his urethra and attempted to expel them via natural emission.
Yeah.
However, his pea shooter jammed during the process, prompting him to try to remove them with tweezers.
Oh, Lord, that sounds horrifying.
When that failed, he reported to the hospital where he informed the doctors that he was struggling to pee.
Yeah.
P-E-A.
Yeah.
That's how they wrote this.
Well,
So, this feller here got a CT scan that confirmed that the poor bastard had 6 beans in his urethra, which measured 15 millimeters by 7 millimeters each. So, 6 times 15 millimeter, that's how long his dong was?
we're all very uniformly shaped.
Yes.
beans.
4 were located between the urethral entrance and the urine pouch,
The old urine pouch.
which never thought I'd use the term urine pouch on the air.
The
Well-
air, well, the air. What is this?
Dude,
92.
I'm trying here. The fella had some beans in his urine pouch. The Kaiser was reported to saying, "Ike," while another had strayed all the way into his bladder.
Oh, wow. That bean that bean went on a bit of a voyage there.
Yes.
All the way to the bladder.
Yeah, well, medics had managed to remove one of the legumes by applying numbing cream to the area and then squeezing the penile passageway.
Oh gosh. This is making me cringe.
They
Well, just like everyone else, I'm sure.
eradicated the other beans the following day by holding the man's urinary entrance open and inserting a tube through which they passed surgical implements.
Oh man.
Then they plucked out the taco toppers with a tweezer-like tool and placed them in a basket.
Does that story really say taco toppers?
I shit you not.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure.
I was trying to be cool
I just
and
wanted to
not.
make sure.
I was going to use the terms like piss pump and stuff, but taco toppers.
Yeah.
I'm never eating kidney beans again.
So what you're saying is there's nothing magic about that stalk, is what you're saying.
I don't know, Ricky, but I know how big a kidney bean is.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not impressed.
Yeah. Only 6.
Yeah. You know who else would not be impressed?
Who's that?
Chief Rubber Dong there from wherever the hell that guy was from.
Tell us what's going to happen in the next and mercifully last segment of the show.
Well, most of our listeners will turn off their device that they listen to us on and delete our podcast and decide not to
I'm
listen
sure.
any
I'm
longer.
sure. But what are we going to talk about?
We're going to talk about the Naked Destroyer.
All right.
We're going to do the paranormal news and Yacht Rocked.
No Good News Network, the news. It's kind of cringy to even hear about.
Local News Network.
Hey, Dan, you know what I love?
Yeah. You love long walks on the beach and slow meandering streams.
You know what else I love?
Popcorn?
Yeah, delicious
I
flavored
knew.
popcorn.
It's because we're doing a popcorn commercial.
From Grandma Bev's Good Ass Popcorn, as to be more specific.
Yeah, every other popcorn sucks.
Grandma Bev's has a delicious variety of flavors to choose from.
Like Pop's Secret, they're owned by Nazis.
Yep. I'm not gonna refute that. They've got cinnamon roll popcorn.
Ricky, I once heard Orville Redenbacher killed a man.
They've got your kettle corn, your caramel, your
You know, the people who run Jiffy Pop are a bunch of racists.
white cheddar ghost pepper.
Yep.
Cheddar jalapeno.
I really think that all other popcorn brands are members of the Illuminati and control the government.
Whatever. They've got the movie theater butter. They've got.
Is it the mad scientist professors over at Grandma Bev's Good Ass Popcorn always concocting new flavors?
They're working on stuff, Dan. Get off their backs.
How about maybe something like a Fruity Pebble flavor?
They're trying some shit. I don't know.
Maybe-
We'll see.
popcorn with Pop Rocks in it.
Everything they make is delicious.
It is delicious. So it doesn't matter what they come up with. It's going to be good ass.
Yeah, go to grandmabev's.shop and, go on and get you some. Yeah, we got t-shirts. We got others too. And we got coffee mug. And fanny bags for you. And they're all from No God Knows. NoCadoos.store. Gotta go to NoCadoos.store. NoCadoos.store. Apparel's collectibles and more. NoCadoos.store. Gotta go to NoCadoos.store. NoCadoos.store. You think singing like Hootie is gonna help sell some shit, or?
At least it wasn't that wagon wheel song.
Right, yeah. Welcome back. It's the Noka News Network News you try not to think about. I'm Ricky French here with Dan Colley.
This episode has been more disappointing than Matt Stafford.
The Matt Stafford, the Detroit Lions quarterback?
Yep.
No. Well, I guess that makes sense. I just didn't expect you to make a Matthew Stafford reference.
Well,
Football season's upon us.
The old
coming up.
pigskin's about to be thrown around, Ricky.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, that second episode had a lot of foreskin being thrown around, but this one,
or maybe none. It just depends on the culture involved. And
you know what? Hey, some people have an extra rain hood, some don't. I don't judge. You know, they ask you if you have a boy, they ask you if you want to give them the old Snipsky.
I didn't know, but I assumed that conversation.
They ask. Yeah,
I assumed that it did.
Yeah.
I don't have any kids of my own, and none of my friends who have kids have ever been like, you know what? The doctor asked me whether I want them to chop something off my kid's dick. That never has come up in conversation.
Well, it has now.
For the sake of conversation, I was about to ask you what your decision was, but then I realized that would be me asking questions about your children's penises, and I probably shouldn't.
Good point.
And I don't need to know or want to know. All right.
Yep, the old pigskin getting ready to be thrown around, Ricky. It's almost the foosball season.
So, we don't have anything about football or any other sport here in the segment, but that was a choice that you made, and we rolled with it, and here we are.
I stand by my decision.
You usually do. Well, I got a story about a yacht sinking.
Oh, that's a perfect segue from football.
Somehow. A 70-foot yacht sank off the Branford, Connecticut coast on Thursday afternoon after it caught fire.
Okay.
8 people were on the yacht at the time.
Where's the punchline?
Well, that's what we're here for. They were all rescued by nearby civilian boats and were transported to shore without injuries. Branford fire officials said the boat was 5 to 7 miles from harbor. Marine 2 from Branford River and Marine 5 from Stony Creek, I assume those are like fire
I would assume.
boats.
Yeah.
Responded along with U.S. Coast Guard and mutual aid from Guilford Fire Department. Fire officials said the blaze was too advanced and unsafe for crews to board the boat. The boat eventually sunk, and the Department of Energy and Environmental Protection responded to the scene to address environmental issues. The cause of the fire is unknown. While this was happening, Branford fire crews had also responded to 9 other incidents at the same time. So that's a busy fire department.
Yeah, it sounds like it. I just think it's funny that all the rich, snobby people had to get rescued by civilian boats.
Yeah, right. Oh, these garish civilian boats. Am I supposed to feel bad because these people's yachts sank? Because I'm not trying to start get into a class warfare thing, but I gotta be honest with you, I don't feel bad.
Nah, fuck them. You know, when I was when I first started my ill-fated small career as a firefighter, I kind of wanted to be a firefighter attached to the harbor boats in Boston.
Oh yeah, that's
That'd have been a cool gig, I
probably
think.
interesting. Job.
Yeah, I think so. All right, Ricky. Remember when we talked about murder hornets back in the day?
Yeah, of course I do.
Well, the first live Asian giant murder hornet of 2021 has been spotted in Washington State,
Oh, fantastic.
and it was caught in the act of living up to its name by attacking a wasp nest.
No, so they were murdering the wild. They're going through their murder phase, as we mentioned in the other episode.
The slaughter phase, yeah.
Slaughter phase, yeah. Slaughter
Yeah, well, they don't like wasp. And I don't blame them. I didn't like wasp either.
I don't like them either, but I also don't
I mean,
like.
Dockin was okay, but wasp was just garbage.
They were going back to that well.
Worked good the first time. Entomologists on Thursday confirmed the report of Vespa mandrilia, the world's largest hornet, and a worrisome invasive species that originates from East Asia and Japan, by a person in a rural area east of the town of Blaine, south of Vancouver, British Columbia, near the Canadian border. Did any of those words make sense to you? Because as I read them, it kind of just seemed like it was just a big hodgepodge to me.
Well, I sort of followed, but sometimes that happens when you are reading something.
Good enough. This hornet is exhibiting the same behavior we saw last year.
What, did they think that since they took the year off, they were going to be nicer this year?
Well, they figured, they're like, well, you know, maybe if they got some, you know, maybe went to boarding school or something that year.
They've been in therapy.
Yeah.
And now they know how to better deal with their urges.
Murder hornets, please tell me about your mother. They were attacking paper wasp nests. State entomologist Stephen Sphincter? What's this guy's name?
I've
Spinchinger.
okay, whatever.
Sven Spinkinger.
Sure, we'll go with that.
State entomologist Sven Spinkinger.
Yep, that's the guy.
He said these hornets are over here and they're attacking wasps.
Oh, great.
There's nothing normal about what I do on this show, Ricky. So, you know,
Sphincter.
yes,
or whatever
Sven Spinkinger's favorite segment of the show. You know what it is, Ricky?
What is that?
The Paranormal News.
Glad to know that the state entomologist in Washington, Mr. Sphincter,
Sphincter
is a fan.
You know, man, that's that's his name of heritage right there. It's a long, distinguished heritage.
Speaking of a long and distinguished heritage, this Paranormal News segment is about the Loch Ness Monster.
Oh, God, I thought we were going with penis jokes again.
Nope. That Loch Ness Monster has reportedly been
Again, I thought we were going with penis jokes.
sighted for the second time in 11 days, as a visitor claims they caught a glimpse of the legendary creature rising from the murky waters.
I'm glad that in all these years that we've known each other, I've never caught a glimpse of your legendary monster.
Yeah, well, me too. Anyone who undertakes some of the most breathtaking Scotland road trips will likely be tempted to make a trip to the famous Loch Ness. The Highland Lake has long been known for the mysterious monster that's said to live in its shadowy depths, but despite various sightings throughout the years, no one has been able to prove the Loch Ness monster's existence. Now, reported by Edinburgh Live, a tourist visited Loch Ness on holiday late last month and reported seeing the prehistoric creature rising 2 feet from the Highland Lake.
Hello, everybody.
Something like that. According to the publication, the tourist was identified only as Mr. Vaack. And
again?
And he was determined to get his sighting down on paper, sketching a diagram of the shape of what he saw through a paper. So this guy went to Loch Ness and then drew a picture, and now we're supposed to believe that he saw it.
Let me guess. It looked like the top of Dino from Flintstones.
Yeah, something like the Dino. Yeah. They went on to suggest that he was 2/3 of the way across the loch at the time, and he claimed the creature he saw couldn't...
Ricky, it's pronounced Loch.
Yeah, I know.
Loch.
He claimed that the creature he saw could have been up to 12 feet long.
Oh, how many kidney beans do you think you can fit in that one?
It's a good question. This so-called sighting is not the only one to take place in recent days, however. Less than a fortnight ago.
Oh, gee, fortnight, huh?
Yes. A father and daughter alleged that they too had seen the elusive Loch Ness monster whilst out hiking. So whoever wrote this is a real character.
So old Haggis Pants there decided he'd be Charles Dickens and write this story for us, huh?
It's a real impressive piece of literature.
Then Fagin walked across the banks and saw the monsters as well.
And Mr. Vaycock's sighting is understood to have been added to the official register, which catalogs all recorded glimpses of the Loch's legendary Nessie.
All right. Well, tell Scrooge McDuck, thanks for sending us the story about the Loch Ness monster.
Yeah.
Ricky, do you believe in said Loch Ness monster?
I mean, I don't necessarily believe. I wouldn't say that it's definitely not real, but I would say that it seems like there would be more evidence.
Do you believe in a thing called love?
And of course, I do.
A thing called love.
I just listen to the rhythm of my heart, basically. That's the way I handle it.
There you go. This comes out of Port Angeles, Washington. Or Angeles, if you want to mispronounce it. Police have arrested a woman.
Why stop now, Dan?
Police have arrested a woman they say broke into a restaurant while naked. She destroyed it, then ran to a nearby hotel and destroyed more shit there. It started at 4:40 Saturday morning.
Oh, yeah, that's a good time for that.
My papa always told me, Ricky, nothing good ever happens after midnight.
Yeah, well, sounds like your papa missed out on a few good times.
No, I'm sure he did a lot of nonsense. I don't think he ever put beans in his dick or anything, but,
If he had, it would have been after midnight.
It would have been after midnight. Old bean pecker there. It started at 4:40 a.m. Saturday morning when Port Angeles, Washington police were called to the restaurant near East Front Street and North Washington Street, where the woman allegedly broke in and started breaking things. It doesn't say what restaurant, but Ricky, if my guess would be a Perkins. Mm-hmm. Police said, Perkins are open 24 hours, isn't it?
No, they're not.
Okay, good.
They're not.
Now I'm going to go with Perkins.
It can't be a Denny's or a Waffle House because they are open 24 hours.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Perkins or a Popeyes. Mm-hmm. Police said she was gone already when they got to the restaurant.
Bojangles.
No, they're not up north. They're all down south.
Oh, it's in Washington.
Excuse me. You know what? Thanks for paying attention to all of my hard work that I've been putting into this show tonight.
You'll have to excuse me, Dan. At first, I just assumed that this was happening in Florida.
Valid
Until
argument.
I remembered that you said Washington. But based on the subject matter, it seemed like it was happening.
Yes, this is a very Floridian thing to do. Mm-hmm. Police said she was gone by the time they got to the restaurant. However, they soon found out she was in a nearby hotel, destroying even more stuff. There, they found a guest who was outside smoking a cigarette, when evidently this naked lady just ran up, jumped into his room, and locked the door.
All right, so actually they meant to say motel, because if that's went down, that means the door to the room is on the outside of the building.
Yeah, and evidently I would assume that something, the words happy or starlight or moonlight was in the name of
this
thing.
But it could have been your run-of-the-mill Night's Inn or Red Roof or something. We don't know.
Could have been a Super 8. Mm-hmm. Tom Bodette was leaving a light on for somebody on this motherfucker.
Motel
I think.
6, yeah.
Motel 6.
Well, it wasn't a Super 8 because I don't think that in most places. I mean, it could have been, I guess, but I think in most places the Super 8s at least have a hallway. They're not a motel.
What are you on the side writing travel blog?
Oh, yeah.
You working for?
You didn't know about that?
What? Trivago? You working for Trivago on the side?
I write about real shitty hotels because I have a lot of experience with them.
Musician. She was okay. So she got there. The cops got there. She was still inside when officers got there, allegedly damaging this dude's things. Officers ended up getting inside the hotel room,
shoving beans into them. Just out of curiosity.
When the officers ended up getting inside the hotel room and arrested the woman after they had a brief struggle with her.
Well, I'm sure she didn't go down quietly after what she was up to there.
No, it doesn't say that. No, I wouldn't assume at this point she's not going down without a fight. Mm-hmm. She ended up having to go to the hospital, police say, because she was possibly experiencing a bad reaction to drugs that she may have taken.
Oh, you don't say.
No. She's in jail on $1,000 bond, so she kind of tore up too much stuff.
Well, yeah. It must have been all right, I guess. I don't know.
Must have been love.
But it's over now.
Almost like the show.
Yeah, this is the last story. This is a lady who was a little unlucky. I don't think she took any drugs or anything.
Was she naked and
No.
tearing things up?
Nope, but she was missing her prosthetic leg.
Well, yeah, that would suck.
A 15,000-pound prosthetic leg.
A what?
Well, at a cost of 15,000 pounds, not a leg that weighed 15,000 pounds.
So 15,000. You mean money?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So this
As
is
in
a
pounds sterling.
So this
And
is
then
a
British. Yeah.
a British story.
Yes.
All right, go ahead.
That prosthetic leg that cost 15,000 British pounds sterling has been retrieved
you.
from a lake after an appeal to divers for help. Josephine Bridges from Birmingham lost it in the Windermere in Cumbria's Lake District while swimming. There's a lot of British names of shit in this story.
It
It's
was
a little
either
confusing already.
I thought it was either going to be Britain or Westeros.
Yeah.
Wasn't sure which one it was.
A post on social media by her sister was forwarded to Angus Hosking, founder of Lake District Diving, who is regularly called by people who have lost things in the water. She was pretty stunned for me to have found it, he said.
Is that how he said it?
No, he said she was pretty stunned for me to have found it.
Very good.
Ms. Bridges lost her specialist water sports prosthetic at some point after jumping off the jetty at Miller Ground near Rayrig Meadow and swimming back to land. All these fucking British names of things, there's enough. They name everything, and whoever wrote this decided to mention every fucking name of every single thing involved.
I'm just trying to figure out why would you need a specialist leg for water sports?
I mean, I guess water skiing or something. I don't know.
Oh, those type of water sports.
Yeah, Dan. Yeah.
I got you now. Makes sense. Yep. Yeah, it makes sense. That way it's buoyant.
Yeah.
Well, obviously not.
No.
It fell to the thing.
Right.
That way it's no, that wouldn't make any sense. It sounds like a bunch of shit to me, dude.
Yeah, it does. When she got back to the shore, she obviously tried to stand up and couldn't. Looked down and realized her prosthetic wasn't attached to her anymore.
I'm just surprised you didn't spend the next 2 hours just swimming around in circles.
That's fucking horrible. Oh, he eventually found it on the bottom of the lake about 16 feet from or 5 meters is what they said.
I heard of a guy losing his prosthetic in the lake once. I called him Bob.
Mr. Hosking founded the diving group in part to clean litter from the lake.
Ricky, if she had been water skiing, would they have called her Skip?
He has recovered numerous pieces of jewelry, cell phones, wallets, and keys, but never a leg, he said.
He's not a leg man?
No, apparently not. I love finding them for people because I really feel like
legs?
I'm helping people. Well, I just think things.
Just random shit in general.
This is going to make you feel bad. Ms. Bridges, 31, decided to have her leg amputated in 2018 after surviving bone cancer, but being left susceptible to infections and pain.
We talked a lot about bones tonight.
She well, I guess it didn't. She founded the charity Positive Bones.
They do good work, Ricky.
Which provides funding to people needing specialist equipment or services.
They do good work.
I've had enough of this shit. Ready for this shit to be over with. We reached a new level of...
Yeah, call Angus MacLeod there to find the where all the dignity of this show you once had.
You mean the very small shred of it?
Well, yeah, but
it's going to be hard to find.
If you can find a big ass lake, you can find some dignity at the bottom of the water.
Well,
remember that song "I Come from the Water" by the Toadies?
Yeah.
I'm just gonna shut up now.
Oh, thank God! I thought I would never hear that. All right, if for some reason you enjoy this show and want to advertise to people that you're a degenerate too, go to nokanews.store and get yourself a t-shirt or a hoodie or something and rep that merch. If you want to communicate with us lowlifes, you can do that, facebook.com/nokanewsnetwork, or
you can call us.
You could try the Twitter, see how that goes for you, at NewsNoka.
Yeah.
Send us an email if you want to tell us that we're reprehensible monsters, newsroom@nokanews.com. Or just, better yet, Say
Just
that
call us.
say that in a voicemail so that we can put it on the show. That's the Nook News Network hotline at 614-398-0770.
Oh, well. This was the thing.
Much like an asteroid destroying the Earth, I think there's finally going to be a merciful end to this episode.
Is that when you hit that button?
Well,
All right, Ricky, you did the sign-off last week.
yeah.
Can I do one this week?
Sure.
All right, so when one nut's bigger than the other nut...